people aren't programmed to think otherwise. I mean, you know, waking up, going to a 9 to 5 for a regular paycheck is the norm. That's what society programs you to think or to want to do. And also people just don't believe that they can do it. Like for example, in my previous job, um, the person that was managing me, you know, I think we are talking about living in nice houses and having a luxury lifestyle, and he fully believed that it was too late for him to make that kind of money, and he was only like what, maybe 32, 33, and he believed that there was no chance of him um you know making enough money to live in a nice house by the time he retired. And that really got to me, because I'm like, is that how people actually think? Like, people just believe that they can't do it. And and I guess it also comes down to comfort. People not wanting to take risks, people not wanting to have to go through that uncertainty. um I think comfort is does play a big part of it, because as human beings, our brain is wired in a way that we're always going to go for comfort, you know, and not really necessarily go for something that is risky to us. And people also don't like, they also don't like the possibility of investing their money and possibly it not working out. Like, people are afraid of failure as well. That's another reason why people also probably, don't try and become entrepreneurs. I think there's a lot of reasons behind it. Obviously, for each person, the reason is probably different. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that, really.
I think some people just want an easy life. Like they don't want to change the status quo. Um, there's people out there that don't. They just sit working for Tesco's all their life. They just don't. I don't know whether it's just because they don't believe they can do more, or there's something different out there. I don't know. It's one of the strangest things I've ever known to me. I just don't understand it, to be honest. I don't try and cover it either because I just don't have an understanding of why someone would want to go work for minimum wage for the rest of their life. Um, I don't know whether it's just because people believe that that's the only option they have or what. I don't know. It baffles me. Completely baffles me.
I had that in my head as well. I thought to myself, like, there are actually people out there that don't mind, like, just working a job and like done, and they think that like this, like they were saying in the podcast, like this is it, and they know that there is another life and there is something better. But it's true what you guys are saying is that the comfort level, like they like comfort. People are scared of change naturally, and the success rate of what they see is not. It scares them, innit? It puts them off. So they're saying, well, most people are not successful, and all of this other stuff, and they put it on them, and they feel, well, if that's happened to them, well, it might happen to me. But for me, living in misery is one of the worst things. So if you're in a job and you hate it and you're still there, like that doesn't make any sense to me. I remember when I got my first ever job, and this is when all of this stuff kicked in. And I was 17 and I was working in Primark, and I was thinking, this just can't be my life, like forever. And there's people that here that are like literally like my grandparents' age, and they're like, so how does this progress? This is what I was always thinking. So obviously I've always had this mindset, but until I had my studio in 2014, I never really like had anything to kind of like express that business flair I've always had. And yeah, it's very interesting, but again, it's just to keep the working class working as well. So if there's more people think that more people working, more people paying tax, there's more people going to work, funding that economic system. So again, it's all a mindset thing that the government like people to be in as well. And yeah, it's really interesting that I put it out there. But again, they have to have yin and yang, black and white, up and down. It's all about the balance. That's why the class system even works in itself. You've got the upper class, the lower class, the middle class, the work. So that's how it works. You need to have working class people for there to be upper class people, and there has to be some sort of what can I say, labor involved for the economic cycle to work. Meaning there has to be someone to turn up and do a job. Because then there is no transaction of money. There's no, we live in an economic system, is basically what I'm saying. So we need working class people. And unfortunately, there's a high percentage of people that are working class and don't want to kind of make the risk to be financially free. Me, this is my only option. The entrepreneur, like, it has to work. There is no other. I can't go get a job. I can't, so it's like, however how hard it is, however much challenge it is, it's just part of the journey, and nothing's going to be easy. I don't want it to be easy, to be honest. So it's that whole thing of going through that pain as well. Like, not people have tried and they've gone through so many setbacks and challenges, and that is what discourages them. They just don't even want to try again. They're like, you know what? This is safe. This is secure. It's consistent money. That's another reason why people, stay in jobs, is that it's stability, something that's coming in regular and is guaranteed. You don't have to worry about where the next money's coming in. But what's more important to you? Like I was saying, is it internal happiness or, money? It just depends on what your main reason is to staying in a job. And most people, it would be like mortgages or children. But again, any excuse is something that you put on yourself. Like, this entrepreneur life is something that has to be part of something that's you. It's not something you're just doing because it's cool. It has to be something that's part of your character. I believe that too. But yeah, I just wanted your thoughts on the whole working 9 to 5 and, like, entrepreneurship, and kind of like what that really is, and what we're in, because we're in the entrepreneur revolution. So just to let you know, like, we've got more entrepreneurs now than ever. More people are starting their own businesses because of the power of social media and the internet. So there's no real, and we probably will go into this in our podcast ourselves. There's no real reason today why you shouldn't do it, because you can literally just start that in 5 minutes. Pick up your phone and do that in like 5 minutes. Like, it's really easy. So yeah, that's kind of the feedback, really.